Hello, what is it to actually be money wise? Okay, first thing I want you to do is to get a piece of paper or a notepad or a wax tablet or a text file on your computer, and I want you to jot down, brainstorm, mind dump, whatever you want to call it, some thoughts and ideas around these two questions. You ready? What is being rich? What does that actually mean? Is it simply having tons and tons of money in your bank account? Or is it something a bit more than that? Sort of a clue there. What would being rich mean for you today, right now? If you suddenly had lots of money thrust at you, what would that actually mean for you? What would you do with that? So what is being rich, and what would being rich actually do for you right now? So press pause and come back and we'll discuss the questions a bit more. Okay, so pause. Did you pause it? If you're anything like me, you wouldn't have paused it at all. In fact, I always want to know, okay, what happens now? I just want to have the information. But hopefully you scribble something down or have some thoughts in your head about what is being rich and what will that do for you. Okay, let's move on, and we're going to visit those questions again in the future. Being rich is not about how much money you make. Right, think about this for a second. Being rich is not about how much money you make. Now, most of us are told or believe that to be rich, you have to make lots and lots and lots of money. All the people who are classed as rich are the ones that make lots and lots and lots of money. But being rich is about how much money you keep. And think of the difference. I bet you can think of someone who makes lots of money but never seems to be able to afford anything. Never seems to have any money to actually spend. They make money, you know they make money. Look at their job. But where is their money? Where does it go? What do they do with it? It just seems to go somewhere. So it's about how much money you keep and how you then take that money that you keep and make it work for you. So you don't just get money, keep it, and put it in under a mattress, because actually we all know that putting money under a mattress, it actually decreases the value of that money long term. But it's making money, keeping that money, and then making that money work for you. Imagine you have lots of little worker ants. Each pound or dollar or whatever currency you use, euro, is a little worker ant. And that little worker ant's job is to go off and be busy, making more ants, or more money. You get the point. So your dollar bills don't just sit there, they actually are buzzing away like a bee, not an ant. Anyway, they're buzzing away and they're making more money. They're reproducing. So it's make money, keep money, and make that money work for you. You get more money wise as you get older if your money is buying you more of these things. We're going to look at 4 things now. And if your money, as it's working away, is actually increasing these 4 things, you become money wise. You become aware of that money and what that money actually is doing for you. First one, health. Now, I know lots of people who don't have much money would be classed as poor, and they eat very poorly. They don't eat well at all. Their health is shocking. They don't exercise. They don't enjoy their health, their benefits. And if they get ill, they have pretty poor healthcare. I also know people who've got lots of money and they eat poorly, they don't exercise, their health is shocking. But the difference is they can actually afford good healthcare if they need it. That's one thing that does separate. But what I'm trying to say is having money, being rich, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be the picture of health, but it gives you opportunities, and that's one of the key words to being rich. It gives you opportunities, more so than not having the money, to looking after yourself, to looking after your health. For example, you can afford to eat well. Now, you can afford to eat rubbish, of course. You can have rich steaks and rich food every single day if you have the money. But you can afford to eat the organic food, the food that's been really well produced and looked after, the meat that you know that the cattle or the chickens have not been injected with absolute rubbish and full of water, but they're really good quality meat, good quality foods that you and your family and your loved ones are being exposed to. That affects your health because you have the money to invest in that. Excuse me. You have the money to invest in better healthcare. Now, if you live in a country like Great Britain or Canada, I believe, I'm not sure about other countries that provide a health service for free or from your tax money, then it's a godsend, it's amazing, it really is absolutely incredible. However, we all know that actually those systems are quite flawed. And if I or a loved one was to get very ill with some horrible disease, being rich provides the opportunity to have better healthcare. Now that may not be fair, but it's the way and the world that we live in. And we can be all political about this, but at the end of the day, if it's a loved one who's ill and we have the money, we will use that money. And we know that if we don't have that money, we just have to almost be in a lottery of healthcare. Now, if you live in a country that doesn't provide a health service, then I'd imagine that's even worse. To have the money to be able to provide healthcare for our loved ones is an amazing thing. And we have more time, and that means that we can invest that time in our health, in looking after ourselves, in going for the weekends away that health that provides some sort of health benefits, that type of thing. We can look after ourselves more. So the first thing that being money wise produces, or having the money allows us to look after ourselves more, and that will enable us to be more money wise. Second, it provides choices like the healthcare. It provides choices. It provides choices of having more time again. We keep coming back to more time. Education. If we have the money, we can invest in our own education more. If we want to go back to university for whatever reason, we have the choice to do that. We can invest the money into our children's education. It provides leisure choices as well. We have the choice through money to have more leisure opportunities to as I said, to go away on the weekends, to go weeks away, to do skiing or snowboarding or whatever it is, because that gives us that choice. And strange one is investments. We're able to use that money to then put that money into other investments that then reproduce itself, or we invest in a friend or a cause that we believe in. And that's one of the things that money can give us, those sort of choices. So choices is the second one, and through choices we become more money wise. Third, happiness. Now, we've all heard how money doesn't automatically equal happiness, just as money doesn't automatically equal health. But money certainly helps towards happiness. And it's not a shallow happiness, it's a happiness of realization, of realizing that we have the freedom and the opportunities to invest in other things other than 9-to-5 jobs. Now, there's a lot of people who absolutely love their jobs. They love their 9-to-5 jobs, but they don't have the choice to come out of that job if they want to. So again, we have more time. That keeps coming up. Time to do what we want. As I said, we don't have to do the 9-to-5 if we don't want to. Money to do what we want. So we have the time to travel around the world for 6 months, but we also have the finances to back that up. We're able to tick off our bucket list, and the bucket list is basically our ambitions. What are the things that we really want to do in life? Well, we have the time, we have the money to invest in those things. And less worry, less stress. If we know that we don't have to be concerned about how we're going to keep a roof over our head because we have the money to provide that, then we're able to relax and to enjoy and to be happy. Freedom. Freedom. Now, freedom must be the holy of holies, the golden egg of being rich, of having money, of having a steady passive income. Because freedom ultimately provides more time, again, and it's not actually more time, it's freedom of time, and time and money to do what we want. And we've talked about that already. Freedom is the ultimate goal. Freedom to, if we want to travel, or freedom to spend time with our children, to see them grow up, to be able to go to the school plays, to be able to get out, to not have to do the 9 to 5 and miss that, seeing our children grow. Freedom for our education, freedom to put into our health, whatever it is, whatever that the top thing is that we really want to do. Being rich provides that opportunity. So having the freedom ultimately helps us become money wise, because we know that being money wise provides the lifestyle that we most desire. I want to finish with this quote. The rich do not work for money. Okay, remember this. The rich do not work for money. They have their money work for them. They have their money work for them. And over this course, we're going to talk about how we do not have to work for money, but how we can get our money to work for us, which ultimately will lead to freedom.